Now there could be question, if we don't use a legal software, then what could be the implications? So there is a punishment under the Indian Copyright Act, a software piracy or illegal software, and it can be tried under both civil and criminal law. And as per the Indian law, the minimum jail term for software copyright infringement is in minimum is 7 days and maximum is up to 3 years, with a fine of rupees from 50,000 to 2 lakh rupees. So as a researcher, as a student, or as a faculty member, or even on personal basis, we should not use a pirated software. And as per the news from NDTV, High Court fined a firm which was using the Windows 7 as a pirated software with a fine of rupees 2 lakh rupees. And as per the news from Times of India, so one of the company, they were using the pirated Adobe Photoshop software, and pirated software can spell the jail term. So we must be very careful while we are using software, and it must be legal software, whether it could be proprietary or open source. So ignorance of the software piracy can no longer be excused. So this is now the motivation behind we should use the legal software. Now there could be another question. Even if we purchase the original or legal or proprietary software, then what is the issue? So issue is that with the passage of time, these softwares become obsolete. One of the example of the Windows XP, where Microsoft officially ended the support on 8th April 2014, and our around 35,000 banks and 1.5 lakh ATMs which were running on Windows XP, now they have shifted to updated Windows platform or most of the open source platforms. And if you see the regular magazine of the one of the popular electronics for you, there is a magazine open source for you. And in this month, they have mentioned that 97% software in UK, they are based on open source. And around the globe, 99% of the production of the software is based on the open source. So other issues is of the plagiarism and copyright content. Now what is plagiarism and what is copyright content? So plagiarism means the practice of taking someone else's idea or work and passing them as one's own without crediting the software. So when you are writing the research paper, you must use the citations. So again, there are different categories or classification of the plagiarism. Here you can see. So these categories are global plagiarism, paraphrasing, verbatim, mosaic, self-plagiarism, and incorrect citation. Now we'll see one by one. What is the meaning of global? When we are presenting an entire text, work, or text by someone else as your own work, so it's come under the global plagiarism. Now what is paraphrasing? When we do rephrasing someone else's idea without citation, so that is a paraphrasing. So when you are writing your research paper, article, and when you are doing rephrasing, you must give the citation. So in open source, we have various, again, different tools through which we can do automation of the citation. LaTeX is one of the tool. Now another is a verbatim plagiarism. That means directly copying a passage of text without citation. And what is mosaic plagiarism? You have taken the text from various sources, different sources, and again without citation. So combining the text and ideas from different sources is come under mosaic plagiarism. And another issue of the self-plagiarism. Let's say you have published some work, some research work, and again you are reproducing it. So if you are not again citing, it's come under self-plagiarism. So reusing passage and ideas from your own previously submitted work come under self-plagiarism. And sometimes there could be issue of the incorrect citation. So incorrect citation means failing to give all the necessary information in your own source citation. So these are the type of plagiarism: global paraphrasing, verbatim, mosaic, self-plagiarism, and incorrect citation. Now, based on this plagiarism, there was some cases of misconduct in India, and there is an official one of the website where you can get the latest updates. So here you can see the ex-vice chancellor of Delhi University sent to jail for plagiarism, and later on he was released. So again, similarly, here you can see even the other politicians for their thesis plagiarism. This was the issue, and even UGC notify rules to check the academic theft in higher education, and plagiarism could lose a degree of the student. So there was one article in Hindustan Times. So plagiarism is a very serious issue. So now there could be question how to avoid this plagiarism and how to minimize this. So that also we'll see. So according to this news, in during 2016, Vice Chancellor of the Pondicherry University had to quit her job after a prolonged standoff with the HRD ministry regarding the allegation that she plagiarized large part of one of her books. And even 7th Standard University professor wrote to then President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam about Kumaon University Vice Chancellor on the similar issue. And similarly, there are, so this is a website, cases of misconduct that you can Society for Scientific Values in their newsletter. So cases of misconduct investigated by Society for Scientific Values. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is that this is a serious academic offense and it has serious personal and professional consequences. And acquisition of plagiarism can severely damage not only the reputation, but it can also result in the loss of research funding and even your position. Now, so what is the solution now? The solution is common creative content. So please write on your chat box how many are aware of this common creative content. Please reply on the chat box. How many among you are aware of this common creative content? Okay, only one reply. What about others? Okay. So again under common creative content, so this is a major contribution. This is again different licenses are there, under around 6 licenses are there. So let me show you before explaining this. So that is going to help all of you. Please reply me. Can you see the browser I'm opening? And let me type on the notepad also. I've opened here one website, MIT OpenCourseWare. So I am opening 4 websites: Wikipedia.com, and one last on spokentutorial.org. Please reply me. Can you see what I have written on the notepad, and can you see on the browser? Okay. So here I have opened 4 websites. One is on the Open Courseware, another is on the dspace.mit.edu, another on the wikipedia.com, and spoken tutorial. All the content on these websites are under Common Creative. In short, I can write CC. But they have different licenses. Around 6 types are there. So we'll see what are the different. This dspace.mit.edu consisting of more than 1 lakh theses are there, open for all. Open for all. Wikipedia, all of you are aware the content. And again, spoken tutorial. So now, if you see now how to find out what type of license is there, so you just uh, see here. So at the bottom of the website, it is written there. Your use of the MIT OpenCourseware site and material is subject to our Creative Commons license and other terms of use. So now how to see that? Just you need to click on that. When you click on the license, this is a license. So here I'm typing 1, Creative Commons license. What is written here? BYNCSA. So this we are going to now and we will understand in the next slides. NC mean non-commercial, share alike. So it is written here, attribution, non-commercial. NC stand for non-commercial. You cannot use for commercial purpose. But there are certain licenses which can use, you can use for commercial purpose also. And this is like share alike. Now share alike means you can copy and redistribute the material in any medium or format. But you have to acknowledge this. And adapt means you can remix, you can make the changes. There is also one license by the name ND, non-derivative. That means you can share, you can distribute, you can copy the material and distribute, but you cannot make any changes. But here you have the freedom, you can remix, transform, and build upon the material under the following terms. So what is attribution? You have to give the appropriate credit. Non-commercial, you cannot use for commercial purposes. Share alike, SA, if you remix, transform, or build upon the material, you must distribute your contribution under the same license. You cannot violate the license. You can contribute under the same license and no additional restriction. You cannot make any further restriction. So, and the official website is creativecommons.org. So even in your section A, there is a under the topic legal issue, copyright, IPR, open source licenses, and open standard. Again, there will see in detail what are the 70-80 type of licenses are there. So this is the official website, creativecommons.org. So this you can explore later on. I hope you got the idea. Now I am opening the another site, dspace.mit.edu. Here you have theses of PhD and MTech available online. you can browse by community, that means by department, by author, by title. So if you click by, let's say, title, so you can see around 1,15,945 theses are available. Or you can search in the other way, you can browse by title, or you can search by community and collection. So community and collection means department, and they have hosted on the software DSpace. Again, this DSpace is a software, open source software. It's a where you can deploy your repository. So again, if you see Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science, you have doctoral thesis, graduate and undergraduate thesis. So like speech recognition, cryptography, advanced data mining, etc., etc., etc. So this is self-explanatory. So during your pre-thesis work, try to explore all these topics. And if you go to dspace.org, so this is the software. In this software, they have built across the world many countries. Here you can see this is the dspace freely available, where you can deploy such kind of repository. So you have the resources you can download, you have the community. About the dspace, if you click about the dspace, so it's very useful for academic academia, for non-profit and commercial organization to build the open digital repositories. So such kind of content can be developed there. And if you see about their hosted dspace, or who all are using dspace users across the world. So I have gave you one example of the MIT, but you can see across the world. And if you click view details, so India, and again you can search by country. So IITs, NITs, various institutions, research organizations, they are using. And then you can say technology India. So here you can see in India many organizations are using this software. So you can see the Alwas Institute of Engineering and Technology, what type of content they have hosted: government documents, heritage material. So tomorrow when you join some organization, so you can contribute as a researcher, and you can use this space. So next is what the Wikipedia. So again in the Wikipedia, it is mentioned here on the bottom. This page is available under Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike license. And if you click further, so you are free to share, adapt, and they have not given restriction on commercial or non-commercial. So you can use this content for commercial purpose also. So under the terms, they have given CC BY SA. So here it was CC and CSA, CC and CSA, and here CCBYSA. So you can see there are 6 variants of this. Now, last we'll see about the spoken tutorial. In spoken tutorial, you can learn Python, PHP, LaTeX, and all the softwares all the software and tutorials are under open source. Now, if you want to publish some paper, you want to draw some graph or something, you can use Xfig, and you can use PHP, MySQL, that is in your section B, you can learn here. Then shell scripting, even they have mentioned about the Linux environment. Here you can see even they have given the tutorial on Linux and in various languages. And again, if you go to the bottom of this page, so spoken tutorial, so the license of this is under Creative Common Attribution Share Alike. So they have not given any restriction on commercial or non-commercial. So you can use for commercial purpose also, and you can change the content also. And whereas if you go to the open courseware, so under open courseware, it is CC, BY, NC, non-commercial and share alike. So and that already we have discussed. And later on, you can, let's say you are interested in particular technology or particular area. So you can find the course by topic or by the department. And under the department, let's say like electrical engineering, so these many courses are there. Introduction to computer science, computation structure, signals, and computer system engineering, artificial intelligence, and many more. So and even algorithm for computational biology, introduction to Java, or your area of interest. So you can see even machine vision they have given, and computer vision they have mentioned, computer networks. So many areas are there. So let's say we are working for machine learning for healthcare. Nowadays, many companies they are working for healthcare, agriculture sector, or introduction to deep learning. So let's say you are interested in introduction to deep learning. So you can click on the view course, and you can see the course material here. And on this, they have not mentioned much of the material except some video lectures. So let me show you some other tutorial. So let's say machine learning for healthcare. So now here you can see the syllabus, you can see the lecture notes. So you need not to download one by one these lecture notes. So many lecture notes are there, and then you have the lecture videos. So how you can download, just click here and everything will come down. So just you click on the download, and so now, so under the same folder, let's say, so here I have created one folder for the open source. So these materials will help you for your research, for your knowledge, publications, etc. So let's say I have given here folder ML in healthcare. And I'm saving here. So now I'm opening this. Please give me one feedback. Are you able to see what I am doing? Kindly unmute anyone among you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now in this, you can see we got the all content here. So if we click on the content, all lecture notes, now you can see these PDF, all lecture notes are there, and you can start reading offline. So you can click on this and it will open a similar page.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you increase the font size, because that previous on previous slide that font size was not visible clearly.
Yes, sir.
Font
Same
size
problem.
of presentation or?
No, sir. No, not presentation, sir. On a website, what you were searching.
No, that's why I copied here. I hope now you can read here. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. This is visible.
So that's why I copied here, because there is a limitation on the browser. So second, just to show you the importance of common creative license, not only these 3-4, there are multiple websites which are publishing the work under common creative. Then another I mentioned about the D space. Then the third one was for the Wikipedia, and fourth from the IIT Bombay about the spoken tutorial. So that all of you will get the idea what is the meaning of Creative Commons. Now we are going to discuss on this CC licenses, and this is a link where you can get later on more detail. So now these are the 6 type of licenses are there: CC BY, CC BY SA, CC BY ND, CC BY NC, CC BY NC SA, and last is CC BY NC ND. Now we'll discuss one by one. So when you see the content is available under CC BY SA, so here you can share alike. You have the freedom, you can change, you can remix, you can tweak the content, and there is no, and they have not mentioned NC, so that means you can even use for commercial purpose. And how long you can, as long as they credit you or you credit them. So this is a CC BY, very simple license, and this license is also compared to the copyleft. Now in proprietary, or there we have the concept of copyright. In open source we have the concept of copyleft. So this license is often compared with the copyleft free and open source software license, and all new work based on your will carry the same license. That means if you are based on this license, if you are making any derivative or any remixing you are doing, so you cannot change the license. Again, you have to follow and share the same license under the same license. So all new work based under this license will carry the same license. So further, any derivatives will also allow the commercial use. So this license is used by various organizations including Wikipedia and many more. So I hope now you understood BYSA. If it is written CCBY, so license lets other distribute, remix, tweak, and build upon even commercially as they credit you the original creation. This is a most common accommodating of licenses offered. So more or less this is like similar in nature. CCBY and CCBYSA share alike. Third is about the ND. Now this you have to be very careful. So this license allow for redistribution, and because there is NC is not mentioned here, so you can use for both commercial as well as for non-commercial, but you cannot make any changes. Non-derivative means you cannot make any changes. So there are certain content from various universities which you can use for your own purposes. You can distribute further, but you cannot make any changes. Now fourth is for NC. It is clearly mentioned NC for non-commercial. So this license lets you to remix, tweak and build your own work non-commercially, and you must acknowledge the license and distribute further with the same license, with the same terms. Now next is about the CC BY NC non-commercial, share alike. So again this license lets other to remix, tweak and build upon your own work non-commercially with the same identical terms. And now this is the most restrictive in nature, CC BY NC and ND. So it is non-commercial and non-derivative. So this license is most restrictive as compared to the other licenses. It only allows to others to download and use your work, and you can share them, but you cannot make any changes and you cannot use it for commercial purpose. So I hope now you all of you understood about the common creative. So under this common creative content, we have 6 type of licenses: CC BY, CC BY SA, CC BY ND, CC BY NC, CC BY NC SA, and CC BY NC and ND. So NC for non-commercial and non-derivative. Non-derivative means now you have the restriction, you cannot make any further changes. Now, as per the latest curricula which was released in 2019, the AICTE come with the 9 emerging areas. In these emerging areas, you can pursue your research as even Industry 4.0, they have adopted these technologies. So one is on the artificial intelligence, another is on the Internet of Things, blockchain, robotics, quantum computing, data science, cyber security, 3D printing, and virtual reality. Now, how open source is going to benefit this? So there is a website where you have more than 1.5 lakh softwares, and all those softwares are under common creative, under open source, and you can use in all these areas. So now I'm opening that website. So that website is, most of you might be aware of this, sf.net. Let me write here. sf.net. Now I am opening this website, sf.net. So here you can see around the create, collaborate and distribute to nearly 30 million users worldwide. And this is the statistics where you can see this week more than 1 crore downloads has been done. So under this there is a option here, open source software, and these are the categories like related to business intelligence, project management, knowledge management, e-commerce, ERP, or even you can click on the all softwares and you can explore further. Let me show you about the science and engineering. So under the science and engineering, shall I zoom it or is it okay? I can use one software. Make it zoom. Can you see? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So under this, you can see under scientific and engineering, more than 17,000 softwares are available which we can use under uh, open source, as a open source for artificial intelligence, building automation, bioinformatics, software development, education, multimedia, etc. So let me show you. So here you have wider scope. So now we have one topic like in the same rubrics, we have seminar, we have mini project, we have lab work. So what I advised you, according to your area of interest, your specialization, your thesis work, select any of the topic for your seminar. So tomorrow we will put some timeline. So all of us will learn. So let's say some of you are interested in human machine interface. So you can come with that idea. You can share that seminar with all of us. Similarly, for information analysis, some of you might be under artificial intelligence. So you can see ample resources are there. If you click on artificial intelligence further, so under this artificial intelligence, again there is a subcategory of on machine learning, image recognition, intelligent agents. And nowadays the companies, what they are doing, like parallelly, we are offering specialization program on artificial intelligence and IoT. So now the companies, they have given them very smart questions. They have given some real-time images and they have to identify certain objects using deep learning, machine learning, computer vision, these techniques. So some of the students, they have shared the question. Later on I will share with you, all of you. So again, if you click on the machine learning like image recognition, under machine learning, you have one of the software, very powerful software, where you have around more than 180 machine learning algorithms are there, Vika. How many among you have used this software in your business
Yes,
intelligence or
sir.
data mining? Have you used?
Data mining. Yes, sir. In thesis
All,
work
all of
also.
all of you have used, or few of you among you have used?
Yes, sir. We were
We,
told to download, so we
okay.
downloaded.
So here you have the all classification algorithm, regression algorithms, and many more algorithms are there related to machine learning and data mining problems. Similarly, you have TensorFlow. If you are working with deep learning, TensorFlow, then you have OpenFace, you have Keras. I hope many of you have used Keras. Because right now I am not able to see your chat. You can please be interactive for just for 5 minutes.
No, sir.
Keras, PyTorch.
No.
There are certain students who are doing on medical images, and they are using this library PyTorch. So okay, no issue. I will share. We have one course on deep learning from this month, 23rd to 27th. I will share that schedule. So in your free time, you can join. You can learn there about recurrent neural network, GAN, generative adversarial networks, implementation of LSTM autoencoders, deep learning applications, self-supervised learning, meta learning. So experts are there from various fields, and some of the expert from Bangalore also. Then deep learning optimization, remote sensing, computer vision. So there you will see they are going to use these libraries, Keras, PyTorch. Then you have Neutron visualizer for neural network deep learning, machine learning models. So we'll try to go beyond our curricula. We have ample time. So Neutron is a very good library where you can. How many among you are working with MATLAB? So there
Yes,
is
sir.
so in MATLAB there is a ONNX. So if you have certain libraries like Keras, TensorFlow, Cafe, uh, PyTorch, all those things can be interoperable. ONNX. Similarly, this Netron is a very good library visualized for neural network, deep learning, machine learning models. So I advise you to go in further in this, because these are the career building libraries. Then you have certain simulators. You have fast AI. This fast AI is also giving very good prominent result. One of the researchers, she completed her PhD from PEC, Chandigarh, Punjab Engineering College. She used this library, fast AI, and she took some medical data, medical data set, and one expert is also available at near to our NITTTR. There is a college, Chandigarh College of Engineering and Technology, Sector 26. There is also one expert who is using this fast AI from past many years. Then you have scikit-learn. I hope 90, all of you, 100% all of you might have used the scikit-learn.
Yes, sir.
Scikit-learn. Then you have Microsoft Cognitive Toolbox, Unity, Chainer. Then you have DGL, ML.net. Now, industries are looking for scalability, the applications, and for big data. So there you can Metaflow. The Julia is coming. Julia programming languages you can run similarly like your Python in Jupyter Notebook, and Julia is faster, very fast as compared to the Python language. It has been optimized, and if you have studied, if you have read the news, so now this is being adopted for in medical images, even for COVID. In COVID analysis, they are using the Julia programming language. Then you have Java Neural, the Catalyst, Neural Network Intelligence, and many more. So further you can explore. So similarly, you can see about the image recognition. So there we have these tools, deep image, like in the previous subjects. Some of you have worked on the real-time moving objects. So further you can explore and all these things. Now come back to the presentation. So I have shown you about these areas: AI, IoT, blockchain, robotics. All those things you can explore under this website, sf.net. Similarly for data sciences. So this is a apart from GitHub and your Kaggle, you have this sf.net. You can get the softwares. Now, what is the FOSS? What is open source? Or why this is important? Why, what, how? So this is a kind of methodology or philosophy, we can say, that promotes the idea of free redistribution and access to product design or ideas for further implementation details. So even from theoretical point of view and from understanding point of view, so open source is a philosophy or methodology in the field of production and development that promotes free redistribution and access to product design or ideas for further implementation. Now let me show you. I believe all of you have used github.com. Some people pronounce it GitHub, some say GitHub. So here, if you again see on this, I'm opening this COVID-19 India. The source code is available of this application. And here you can see COVID crowd deep, and it is available here. And this is a This repository contains all the analyses related to the machine learning work done using the patient data or the external data. Now it's opening. So you can see this is a data set in CSV format, and then further you can browse the files, and Python notebook is available there. So this is our repository. So another resource we have on the open source github.com. Okay, now tell me any 3 operating system names apart from other than Windows, Mac, and Linux. Just name me any 3 operating system other than Windows, Mac, and Linux.
Sir, Kali, Chrome, Ubuntu.
Sir, Ubuntu.
Right. So DistroWatch is a website where you will get around more than 400 operating systems are there. Now the question arises which operating system we should use, and as a researcher which OS we must use. So let me show you again here. Distrowatch.com. So if you click on the distribution, you have here in alphabetic order, you have ADIOS, ARIA Linux, even on our own India's operating system developed by CDEC, Bharat Operating System Solution BOSS, and Kali Linux, Ubuntu. So many are there. And based on the release, based on certain features, and on the left and right side, you can see the top 100 distributions. Now the serious issue is there which we must use, which this thing we must use. So there is an option here, search.php here. Now under this search.php, I will tell you about the options. So you have to go to search.php. I hope now all of you can see these options.
Yes, sir.
So sometimes we have the hardware, old hardware like Pentium 2, Pentium 3, Pentium 4. Even on those hardware, we can work very proficiently. So now these are the options with us. What type of OS we are looking for, what type of distribution we are looking for, the country of origin, desktop interface, and the most important here is about the distribution category. So now I will show here. So OS type, whether you are looking for Linux based, Solaris based, other, or BSD based. This is about the country of origin. If you are looking for, like, if you are looking for Indian context for rural community or some projects is there, so you can select there India, and you will find 4 or 5 distributions are there. Then based on the whether you are looking for Android based, Debian based, CentOS, Knoppix, so these are the other distribution. Then architecture. Now sometimes when you are working in some company, and there might be different type of architectures could be there, like ARM, Cobalt, then Intel, RISC architecture, Shark architecture, Vex architecture or Xbox. So you will find your open source operating system is compatible with all the uh, origin of country, hardware, and what type of desktop interface you are looking for, package management, release mode, model, install media, etc. etc. Now the important is about the distribution category. Distribution category. So you must explore this. So you, according to your area of interest, like let's say you want to deploy some application which must run on a cluster. You have big data and you want to do cluster or data rescue, disk management. Nowadays people are working with the light virtualization. For this subject we are going to deploy virtualization, VMware or similar kind of tool. So I will tell you. Okay, now how many among you are already using this virtual box?
Yes, sir. We used in a cloud computing.
Virtualbox.org. This is the product from Oracle. Install this and you can install any Linux OS on according to your hardware. Let's say you have, if you have 4 GB plus RAM, then I advise you go for Ubuntu 16 or 18. Ubuntu 16 or 18 version. If you have 8 GB, then you can go for Ubuntu 20 and go for 0.4, that is more stable, LTS, long-term support. So that we'll discuss later on. Otherwise, if you have, let's say 2 GB RAM, then you must go for the this distribution here, old computer, very light distribution you can go. So already all of you have installed the VirtualBox. On that, please install in your free time in the next 2-3 days. Please install any distribution so that we will start working with I will demonstrate to you some of the experiments like V editor, how to run C programming on that, Python programming, various commands in Linux, and network package configuration, about the bootloaders, etc. So now you can work with the Docker. Docker is a containerization, or you can, if you are interested in cybersecurity, firewall, you can see forensics, like some of you have mentioned about the Kali Linux. So it's a forensic tools. Then you have the gaming platform, high performance computing, live media, mobile, multimedia. So according to these distribution, scientifically, if you want to develop some scientific applications, you can download accordingly. And in case if you are not well versed, if you are new, then go for Ubuntu. You go to the ubuntu.org and install that. And in case if any of you have any issue with the installation, you can contact me anytime. Okay, how many among you have already installed the Linux in VirtualBox? Please reply on the
Yes,
chat
sir.
box. All of you?
Yes, sir. But I need to install again because I have changed my laptop.
But I hope all of you have the idea how to install.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Anand Jain is asking for the OSS book PDF, please. So here they have mentioned in your curricula about 3 links and 3 books are there, like from Wesley, Core Python Programming, Unix for Programmers, Graham Glass, Elizabeth for PHP. But you can explore pdfdrive.net, where you have millions of website books, pdfdrive.net. And I will share all my presentations in the Google Classroom. So now we got the idea of distribution, distrovas.com. Now the last topic for today, that then we'll continue tomorrow. Then the most powerful technologies powered by open source or Linux. So I would like to hear from all of you if you are aware of any powerful technology powered by open source or Linux. So now tell me any powerful technology which is powered by open source. So here I have a list of 9 powerful technologies. And after that, we will continue tomorrow. So just I'm going to discuss now about the 9 powerful technologies. I would like to hear all of you.
Sir, no idea.
Okay, mobile Android OS. You are talking about the mobile Android operating system. Any other technology? Okay. Now we'll see. And the open source app powers the New York Stock Exchange. They are using the Linux, and it has a capability of generating 1.5 lakh codes and 2.5 lakh orders every second. And this is the fastest moving business of trading stock. So they are using this. Then second is about the technology is about the in-vehicle infotainment and communication system of Toyota, which is runs on Linux. And nowadays industries, all industries, as I mentioned you, as per the article in Open Source for You of this month, 97% industries in UK and 99% across the globe all have adopted the open source. So IVI or in-vehicle infotainment system, which are used in automobile, in auto industry, and they have adopted this open source Linux, and Toyota is using this Linux as a base platform for its IVI technologies. Even you can see more than 60-70% of our ATMs, they are again running on open source or Linux operating system. Another very powerful technology, CERN, the Power Particles Physics Research Lab of the world, they are also using this Linux, scientific Linux. And this Linux distribution produced by the Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory and the European Organization for Nuclear Research. Again, the scientific Linux is a free distribution under free and open source and is based on RHEL distribution. Like here, Ubuntu is based on Debian distribution, the major distribution, and this is based on RHEL. Even Linux is now on air traffic control system. The Federal Aviation Administration of the United States, they have moved to Linux, and they are using this Linux distribution for air traffic control computer system, commonly known as automated radar terminal system. To track aircraft, it automates the air traffic controller job by synchronization various radar and human inputs, and most of the TRACON around USA are using this system. Even in our NRSA Hyderabad, National Remote Sensing Authority, they are also using Red Hat based systems to capture the data from the satellite. Next is about the nuclear submarine running on open source. The US Department of Defense using Linux in many of its technologies, and the US Army is the single largest install base for Red Hat Linux. And the most amazing of all these is nuclear submarine fleet of US Navy, which is powered by Linux, and it is again powered by the Red Hat Linux. And next is about the 4 web big shot: Google, Amazon, Twitter, Facebook, all are using Linux. So you can see Linux is a popular and most stable operating system across the web and for the cloud services. So the it gives us the lot of opportunities. Even you can create your own operating system. There were two students from GNE, Guru Nanak Dev Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. They have developed their own Linux, and the name they have given as Gaza. Again, this distribution is available at the SourceForge. Gaza means elephant, and they have bind all the engineering applications like Scilab. Then for instead of Photoshop, your what is the alternate software instead of Photoshop? It's very famous, which is in open source. So instead of Photoshop, one can use, and for GIMP, the software name is GIMP, GIMP. Instead of using MS Office, one can use LibreOffice, OpenOffice. So again, that list is also available in other present in slides. So you must know what is the alternate of the proprietary software. Now next is about the among top 500 fastest supercomputer, 85% of them run on open source. One of the supercomputer, that is name is Ryzen, based in Australia, and this name came from the Japanese god of thunder, lightning and storm. It has a capability of 1200 trillion calculations per second. And this supercomputer has a 160 terabyte RAM and more than 57,000 cores are there. So you can see even supercomputers are running on open source softwares. And other technologies, Japanese bullet trains are running on open source, and even high-tech road traffic control running on open source. So tomorrow we'll see about the comparison of the open source and closed and other things. So now I stop here and I will take your attendance. Before that, any question query so far?